closures are on the table in the state of New York once again, and this comes after 2 inmates died while in custody and after nearly 3 weeks of an unsanctioned workers' strike. The state legislature now appears to be on board with Governor Hochul's proposal to close up to 5 prisons this year. CBS 6's Tom Eschen live at the Capitol, where he's been asking why. Tom.
That's right, Lara. At this point, there's a few different people to ask why. Now that the Senate and the Assembly have responded to Governor Hochul's executive budget proposal, now we'll see just how far the state will go when it comes to prison reform and, like you said, those prison closures. One more note as we get into this here tonight is that a few leaders today, including Governor Hochul, insinuating that those worker strikes that happened over the course of the last few weeks that was resolved yesterday wasn't a coincidence.
It also happened to coincide with the week that the indictments came down for the prison guards who murdered an individual at Marcy on December 9th.
Prison closures were not a part of Kathy Hochul's budget proposal on January 21st. 30 days later, after the prison strikes began and calls to close Marcy Correctional grew, the power to close up to 5 prisons was added.
The prison deaths, is that why you proposed
No,
close the prisons?
It's not related to that. It is related to the fact that I'm down 4,000 guards. I'm recruiting. I'm going to have an aggressive campaign. I'm going to be recruiting in non-traditional places to recruit for prison guards. I assure you, you're going to see a very expansive campaign to get more people to go into these tough jobs. We're going to continue focusing on the environment there, improving the conditions as best we can, but I need to consolidate now so I can manage the population with the fewer people that I have that are doing it. I'm down 4,000 people.
Is workers' comp abuse a part of that problem?
Is it time
Yeah, we are investigating workers' comp abuse.
Now, as the governor pledges to investigate, Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie says prison closures are included in their budget proposal, also citing low staffing. The Senate also on board, fully accepting the proposal from the governor.
You know, again, the governor has brought it up, and we're certainly looking at it, yes.
The Republican side, meanwhile, against this proposal, and will be debating it on Thursday.
It's another thing to provide a lot of angst to these correctional officers' families, not knowing if their prison's going to close and they're going to have 90 days to decide if they want to continue a job and move and maybe be further away from home, or if they're going to go do something else.
Now, if you remember, the HALT Act was a big part of those strikes over the course of the last few weeks. Now, the Assembly Speaker, Carl Hastie, says he doesn't expect any changes to come from their House. I just spoke with State Senator Julia Salazar, who sponsored the HALT Act. Right now, as we know, there's a moratorium on that, you could say, in the correctional facility. She says once they're fully staffed once again, or staffed more so, she expects the HALT Act to return. And as she said, she wants full implementation. We have much more with her coming up later on tonight at 10 and 11. For now, reporting live here at the Capitol, Tom Eschen, CBS 6 News.
All right, Tom, thanks. And the strike officially ended this week. In response, about 2,000 termination notices have been sent out to employees who did not report to work yesterday. Governor Hochul signed an executive order barring anyone who participated from being hired into state service. It also recommends their removal from the Central Registry of Police and Peace Officers for cause. This would prevent them from being hired as a police or peace officer by state and local departments.